one. Twinkling lights, clear skies. What else is new? It's warmer though.
Yeah, but it's cold. That's why it's so cool.
Not warm enough for you.
Oh, you kidding? It's not 70 degrees.
Welcome back, 548. All right, you want to get the most out of your cell phone? You
Sure.
can with a few answers and some very helpful tips from our expert.
Joining us this morning is Scott Goldman from Go-To Systems. He's here to answer your questions this morning. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning to you. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, Scott, let's get right to our first phone caller from, actually, Rini. You've got a question about your service from Verizon?
Yes. My calls are always being dropped, even when I call from home, and I'm not moving around. In the middle of my call, it'll just go dead.
Now, my question is that just the nature of digital phone service, or is it a particular company?
Yeah, what can we do for Rini?
Well, it is the nature of most cellular phone services that you can get dropped even if you're not moving around. However, if you're having a consistent problem with that phone, I would encourage your viewer to take that phone back to the phone service store and find out if there's something wrong with it. Phones should not be dropping calls on a consistent basis.
Oh, so it could be the phone.
It could be a problem with the phone. Sometimes it's a problem with the system, especially when you're driving through a cellular system. Calls can get dropped in between the towers.
All right, Rini, follow up on that. We've got Tracy here who wants the best cell phone plan. That's also the best value. Let's listen.
They give you all these different things about free weekends and 1,000 minutes for weekends, but when it comes to the bill, it doesn't seem like it adds up.
Doesn't seem like it adds up.
Oh, it adds up all right.
Yeah, but not to our favor.
Sure,
what can we do for Tracy?
Those charges always add up. You want to make sure, actually, that you're getting charged for the right plan first. So take a look at the detail on the bill. Make sure that you're getting charged for the right plan. Make sure that you are adding up all of the taxes and surcharges. But there are some very good plans depending upon when you use your phone. Check out the newspapers on Sundays. They typically show all of the different advertisements for the various carriers, and you can find plans that give you lots of minutes on the weekends and during the week.
But Scott, how do you know though which plan would be best for you? I mean, I know you live on your cell phone.
Yeah, so I always have the maximum number of minutes of it allowed.
How do you define? I know there's some light user. I'm not a light user though.
Sure.
I'm somewhere in the middle.
The industry typically defines users in 3 different categories. The really heavy users will be defined as people who use their phones for more than about 1,000 minutes a month. The moderate users are the ones that use it in between 200 and 900 minutes a month, and the light users, people who use it just for personal security or a little bit of convenience, typically less than 100 minutes. There are different plans from companies like Verizon and Sprint that specifically address the top and bottom categories, but for the middle category, a lot of the companies are typically very much the same. So you want to shop around. The number one thing that you want to look for is to see whether or not you have coverage in the area where you work and where you live.
And how do you do that best, right? You have some websites that you can recommend for folks?
You do. There are a couple of really terrific websites that will help people determine what the best plan is for them. The first one that I like is called lowermybills.com. They have a comparison for a lot of different services, not just cell phones, but they do a good job on cell phones. And the other one is wirelessadvisor.com. That will give a comparison for a lot of different rate plans and show you a lot of the different phone equipment that you can purchase.
All right. We've got a phone caller from, actually, Jose.
Yeah, Jose hates being charged for what he's not using.
Sure. Well, that's always a complaint.
They charge when you don't use the phone for a minute. If someone calls you and you talk to them for 30 seconds, you get charged a whole minute.
Yeah, what's that all about? Can't we get around that?
Well, most cell phone companies, like most long-distance companies, round up to the nearest minute. There are a couple of companies, however, that can provide you with different services, such as Singular, that allows you to get an incoming minute of calls at no charge, and Nextel, which actually charges you by the second as opposed to by the minute. So if those things are really important to you as a user, you may want to check with those 2 companies to find out if there is a plan for the level of usage that you have that allows you to get those free calls for the first minute or to get charged by the second.
All right.
Thank you so much. So much good advice.
Yeah, bottom line is shop around. You really have to be aware of what you're buying.
Beware of the fine print, too.